All right, folks, welcome to BookWit, where self-improvement doesn't suck, the laughs are real, and yeah, we might just help you become a little less awkward at parties.
So buckle up, because today's podcast comes with a secret formula so powerful, your boss won't be chasing you down for status updates. Nope, they'll be stopping by just to sip coffee and swap life advice. Your partner might randomly look at you and say, honestly, without you, life feels like decaf. Even your fridge might get in on the action with a post-it that says, no chilling without you.
You're not even exaggerating, because today we're talking about a book that's helped millions of people stop being awkward and start being awesome. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Written by the OG of people skills, Dale Carnegie, this book will have you realizing, oh no, I've been annoying people with good intentions my whole life.
Let's get into it. We're going to break down 10 key ideas from the book, with humor, heart, and probably some bad impressions. By the end of this, you'll know how to win friends without bribing them with pizza.
Point number 1, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Carnegie says, nobody ever changes just because you yelled at them. If they did, traffic would be a utopia. Real talk, people don't respond well to criticism. They get defensive, or sarcastic, or both.
Let's say your friend is always late. You go, dude, you're always late. Boom. Instantly, they're like, well, you were late once in 2019.
Try flipping it. Man, when you show up, it's like the party finally starts. Would love for that magic to kick off right on time. That's charming and effective.
Even Abraham Lincoln said, I've made so many mistakes, I double-check my own flaws before judging someone else. The takeaway is, criticism shuts people down. Empathy opens them up. You want a friend, not a courtroom scene.
Point number 2, give honest and sincere appreciation. Carnegie puts it best. People run on appreciation like cars run on gas, except people need it way more often.
Imagine someone nails a presentation and you just say, nice job. That's basically the verbal equivalent of a thumbs up emoji. Instead, go, your timing, spot on. Your visuals, clean. And that punchline, data never lies, but people do. Brilliant.
Exactly. Don't butter people up. Just be real. Try something like, your smile is so contagious, I think even my phone just connected to it by Bluetooth.
Authentic, specific, and a little playful, that's the holy trinity of compliments. When I hear something good, I don't hold back. Like, dude, that joke was so funny, my smart speaker laughed, and it doesn't even have a sense of humor.
Let's get into point number 3. Show genuine interest in what others care about. Dale Carnegie says, people are more interested in themselves than in all other topics combined. So when you show interest in their interests, they'll instantly think, whoa, this person gets me.
One time, I met this guy who was obsessed with pigeon racing. I knew absolutely nothing about it, but I asked, has your pigeon ever won a medal or something? Boom. Next thing I know, he's my life coach. That's the interested equals interesting rule. People love to be seen, heard, and understood.
Totally.
If you can step into someone's little world, even for a moment, you're not just a friend, you're their favorite human.
Point number 4, remember people's names. Carnegie says, a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound in any language. Use someone's name and you go from stranger to VIP real quick. Think about it. We love writing our names in notebooks, on walls, in the sand. And for what? Because our name is emotional real estate.
One time I asked the hotel receptionist, hey Ryan, could I grab a cup of coffee? He blinked and said, wait, how'd you know my name? I said, you've been making my coffee every morning for 2 weeks. How could I not? He grinned and said, hang on, I'm making you my signature one.
When you say someone's name, it tells them you're worth remembering. And remembering someone's name is the easiest, classiest way to show respect.
Point number 5, be a good listener. Carnegie says, be genuinely interested in other people. Everyone wants to talk. Listeners? Rare unicorns. Be one, and you'll be everyone's favorite conversationalist, even if you barely speak.
Exactly. If you do all the talking, people think, Okay, this guy's just out here narrating his own documentary.
But if you listen, really listen, and drop in the occasional, seriously? No way. Dude, you're a legend. Bam, now you're the listener everyone wants around.
Carnegie said it best. Listening is the fast charger of friendship.
Just lean in, ask a couple of questions, react like a human, and suddenly you're not a stranger. You're a mirror.
So, let's go on to our next point. Point number 6. Avoid arguments at all costs. Carnegie doesn't sugarcoat this. You can't win an argument. Even if you do, the relationship usually loses.
Like, you say coffee is better than tea. The other person goes, coffee tastes like sadness in a mug. You might win the debate, but now you're just that guy.
So don't win with logic, win with kindness. Try, I love that you're a tea person. I drink coffee to stay awake, otherwise I'd be team tea too.
True story, I once argued with a friend. Guess who got ghosted for 3 months?
Exactly. If you want to be smart, say, that's a great point, I just saw it from another angle. Boom, now it's a conversation, not a verbal cage match.
Point number 7, admit your mistakes fast and fearlessly. Carnegie says, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and sincerely. Otherwise, people think you're not just wrong, you're wrong and dramatic.
Trying to hide your mistake is like putting a sheer curtain on a messy closet. It's still a mess, now with a bonus side of awkwardness.
One time, I accidentally added sugar instead of salt to the food. My family was eating in silence. I thought, maybe they didn't notice? Then my dad goes, why does this taste like rice pudding? I panicked and said, it's a new concept, dessert rice. Everyone laughed and dinner turned into a comedy night. Owning your mistake doesn't make you weak, it makes you trustworthy. Say, yep, I blew it, and people will respect you more, not less.
Carnegie says, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. That way you take control of the situation. Like, yeah, that was my fault, but I promise next time I'm bringing snacks and solutions.
Point number 8, get people in the habit of saying yes. Carnegie says, yes isn't just a word, it's a mindset switch. Every time someone says yes, they subconsciously lean more toward your side.
Exactly. Say you're asking your local shop guy for a quick delivery. Start with, you always deliver right on time, don't you? He'll grin and go, of course, sir. Then hit him with, awesome. Think you could drop mine off by 2 p.m. today? Boom. Your delivery shows up on time, plus a bonus bag of spicy snacks. True story.
The thing is, once people start saying yes, it creates momentum. It's like psychological inertia. They're cruising down the yes highway, and tapping the brakes feels awkward. Sounds silly, but it works because saying yes feels easier and more pleasant than saying no. And if you can get 2 or 3 yes answers up front, people are way more likely to agree with what comes next.
Carnegie calls this the yes-yes technique. I call it yes-yes-yes, the Jedi mind trick of social skills.
And if someone starts by saying no, that's a red flag. It means your idea feels like pressure, and pressure only works for car tires and espresso machines.
Exactly. Teaching someone to say yes isn't manipulation, it's collaboration. You're inviting them into your team, and you didn't even have to spill any blood.
Point number 10, let them think it was their idea. If you just bark out, do this, people instantly think, excuse me, am I your assistant or what? But if you ask, hey, how do you think it'd work if we did it this way? Suddenly they're like, hey, that's a brilliant idea I just had.
Carnegie says, let the other person feel like the idea is theirs. Because let's face it, people will defend their own ideas more passionately than your golden advice wrapped in glitter and gold.
True story, I had a friend who refused to help with our group project. If I'd told him, you have to do it, he'd have turned on Netflix and fallen asleep. Instead, I said, if you do the intro slide, your vibe will set the tone for the whole presentation. Next thing I know, he's like, cool, I'll own the intro.
Classic mind trick. You let them think it's all their idea, and they feel like a genius. Meanwhile, you're just casually steering from the shadows.
People have more confidence in their own decisions. If you can draw the answer out of them, they'll commit to it way more strongly than if it came from you.
That's the genius of Carnegie. You lead without looking like you're leading. It's like you've got your hands on the steering wheel and they think they're driving. Power move.
Point number 10. Let others keep their dignity. Friends, if you truly want to win people's hearts, it's not about fancy words or flashy speeches. It's about letting people keep their dignity intact. Because if someone messes up and you turn it into a public drama, they'll skip the sequel.
Carnegie puts it beautifully. Let the other person save face. People's pride is like glass. Once it breaks, it's hard to glue things back without leaving cracks.
Imagine a coworker makes a mistake and you say, "What is this? Something a toddler would do?" They might laugh on the outside, but inside, that relationship just took a serious hit. Try this instead.
You might have seen it differently. Let's figure it out together.
Exactly. If you embarrass someone in public, they won't say anything, but you just landed on their emotionally blocked list.
A person's self-respect is like Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but the moment it's gone, nothing connects. So ask yourself, do you want to be the kind of person who makes others feel small, or the one who makes people feel bigger just by how you treat them?
So folks, if you can put even 3 of these habits into action, who knows? Tomorrow your local grocer might give you a discount and a smile.
I'm Emily, trying to speak less like I'm arguing and more like I'm singing a love song to life.
And I'm Alex, committed to telling at least one person a day, your smile totally made my day.
Stay kind, stay curious, and go make some real impact.
Thanks for listening.